type things, where do you see yourself in 20, 30 years?
I have 2 kids, for sure.
Are your kids in college at this point?
They're in college.
You're an empty nester.
Well, then I'm traveling by myself with my hubby.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Boy Another One. Want to talk to you guys about Ultimatum Season 2, Move or Marry On. Marry or Move On. And I think Roxanne is quite an interesting character. I've been following her throughout the course of the season, and I've managed to watch all the episodes now. And what I see with Roxanne is quite intriguing. She's this ultra independent, super woman who is achieving great things and breaking the limits and seals of her own potential. And then she's dating this young man, Antonio, who seems to be, quote unquote, according to her kind of description, almost like he's a gamer. He doesn't really have much ambition. He's not really doing much of himself, right? And so she's been best friends with him for a little while, and they end up in a relationship. And now the relationship's got to a point where she's not really feeling where the direction is going. And what's intriguing is she's been stalling on this marriage issue with Antonio, and it's quite clear the reason for why she was stalling. Because I was asking myself this key question. Roxanne has parents who've been married for 10, 20, 30 years, however long they've been married for, a long time, and they're still married. So what was the fear of her marrying Antonio? If this is somebody who you love, you care about, he's a best friend of yours. And the answer is really simple. And I can't believe I didn't see it until you watch all the episodes. But I'm going to break it down for you as to why she doesn't see Antonio as a person who she wants to marry. She wasn't afraid of marriage. She was afraid of Antonio. We're going to break it a little bit down further for you guys in the next few minutes. But before we do me one heck of a favor. I want you guys to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We're trying to get to 100K, and would really love it if you guys can help us get to that stage as well. If you love what we do, you love the breakdowns, then please subscribe to this channel, like the video. It helps with analytics as well. And don't forget, click on that black bell button. When you click on the bell button, you'll see a black bell, and that will allow you to know when I'm going to upload them, when I'm going to also do lives, which I do pretty much almost every day. Now, before I get there, I almost forgot. For those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the middle rows. You got the middle rows. Yeah, we sing around here. All right, cool. Let's get into this. Stay hydrated because streets are hot. Let's get into this. You just watched the clip there. And the reason why I showed you that particular clip is because in her description, even Alex sounded surprised because she had already made it known that she really wasn't feeling marriage. And so Alex asked her, where do you see yourself in 20, 30 years' time? And she says she sees herself with kids and with her hubby. And he was like, oh, okay, hubby, like, da-da-da. She was like, yeah, my hubby, like, I'm not looking to do it alone kind of thing, right? And then I'm gonna shoot some more clips, obviously, of a further episode as well, in terms of what they had said. And what's intriguing about it is the conversation that they're having around her kind of personality or how she feels is what's permeating through the reasoning for her not wanting to get married. Here's why she didn't want to get married. Because Antonio represented everything that she didn't want in a man. Because she was career-driven, ambitious, and we know that. She made it very, very clear that Alex, the reason why she chose him, because he was a similar version of her. Driven, ambitious, wants to achieve goals and reach for the stars. And she wanted the same thing for Antonio. But there's something else happening. There's a devaluing of Antonio that she doesn't realize that she does. She insults him. She makes jokes about him. She lowballs him. And she talks behind his back. And she did that quite a bit with Alex and also amongst the show in terms of confessionals, right? So there was actually a devaluing there. There was a disrespect that actually kicked in for Antonio. So it wasn't just about, it wasn't just about having a happy marriage or her being quote unquote independent. Actually, there's an aspect of devaluing Antonio because she doesn't respect him. But that disrespect also speaks about you as your character and you as a person and how you view you. She had power in the relationship with Antonio, and marriage doesn't make her have power when it comes to Antonio. If anything, it probably robs her of that situation because there are obligations that come with it, then probably children too. She's not looking to go down that lane with Antonio. Antonio's a wrong person. Now, it's so easy. How quickly did she turn her mindset to marriage when she spoke to Alex? It was within a day or two, even less than that after dating Alex, she suddenly wanted to have marriage. Why? Because he now had the very things that she believed that she deserved in order to make marriage, which means she wasn't afraid of marriage. She was afraid of Antonio. She was afraid of conceding herself into a position. And she said it about becoming that woman, that woman that she laughs at. She actually said that herself. She said, "I don't want to become that woman where I'm looking at a woman and I'm laughing, the ones that I've been laughing at, and I don't want to become them." And I don't think she's laughing at because they're married, but rather because the man they probably have chosen wasn't necessarily up to par or up to scratch. And so Alex is now reframing her mindset because he's showing her that he can be quote unquote caring as well as being driven and being goal orientated. But I want you to listen to this description that she describes of herself, and let me know what your thoughts are down below.
Thoughts. Okay, well, if I'm open to marriage, what kind of husband would I want? I just feel like, I don't know, you have
that's literally what it was. He had the qualities that she would want in a husband. Okay, that's literally it. He had the qualities that she wanted to see in her partner, and that's what made her change her mind instantly from where she was. Okay, now what's key about this is what she says after, because of her job and her drive to become this successful person, it has done something also to her mindset. Now, this could be her part of her upbringing too, but I think her career-driven energy and her vision has also caused her to become very independent. Okay, very early on. And the parents kind of noted that even when they were having conversations with Alex and with Antonio as well. And so I want to bring you into this world a little bit more, to showcase you this aspect with Roxanne, that some of people are here. The reason why you don't want marriage is because you're so independent, but it's because you don't know how to rest. You don't know how to rest. And Antonio does not promote rest when it comes to our sis Roxanne. Okay.
and I think
A lot of people feel that way.
really made me feel like it's okay to like let your guard down a little bit.
It's interesting because she said I've seen that it's okay to be no longer independent and to be able to let my guard down. Why couldn't she do that with Antonio? Well, because she was always having to play the mama role with Antonio. And here's why: because she was involved in a project. And now it might not have started that way because maybe her career took off while I was with Antonio, but and she's a little bit older than Antonio as well. So maybe we have to have a conversation about that because they said they were best friends. Maybe there's two parts of her. She has a softer side which she likes to, be emotional and connecting and everything like that. And Antonio is there, but then her other side, which is career driven, etc., etc. Antonio doesn't match her there. In fact, Antonio's not really interested in that aspect until a little bit later on in the show. And even then, I'm not really sure if he really is driven in that particular way. Now, key part of this is letting her guard down. Okay, and then being ultra independent to a point where she can't allow herself to fall. And when women get to that place, they become very guarded and very cagey, very tigerish, very masculine. Because that role of being a protector and a provider is the man's role. Now, I'm not saying that every man can fulfill the role where they pay all your bills. That is not going to happen. There's not every man, not everyone is a king. Okay, kings can provide for the whole kingdom. Unfortunately, the rest of us are, and when I say rest of us, general population who earn a normal salary, the rest of y'all are subjects. And unfortunately, with subjects, y'all gonna have to duality this situation where both of you gonna have to work and earn money. And it's always been that way. It's never changed. It never will change because there are always going to be winners and there are always going to be people who don't win. I'm not going to say that way. I'm not going to say losers, people that don't win. Okay. But this next part here, this is the follow-up for what she said. And here.
Point in your life, you're going to just fall.
Yeah.
If you can do it proactively with your husband, it's a little super, right? Like you can think through, you don't have to about like this.
And that's exactly what he's talking about. And she actually says, I never thought of it that way. And the reason why she never thought of it that way is because no one challenges you. And Antonio is not the person who's going to challenge you. So marriage is the least thing on your mind. In fact, marriage is the least of your problems. You understand? Marriage is not on your mind at all because you are afraid that if you fall, there's no one to catch you. And since that's the case, you've chosen somebody who actually promotes that particular idea. You have someone like Antonio. You've chosen someone like Antonio because actually it allows you to have a form of control. There's a fear there. There is a fear of falling. There's a fear of vulnerability. which I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know enough about her parents, whatever. But you already have that fear. And so you chose someone like Antonio because it gives you a sense of control. If you know what even though you complain about it, oh, he does this, that. But because he emotionally takes care of you, it's okay. You can relax in some aspect, not all the way. You can't relax in the financial aspect, right? But you can rely a little bit on the emotional aspect. You know he's going to always be there. You know he's gonna do X, Y, and Z for you. You know he's going to do this, do that for you. And it's going to be at your whim and your command. With Alex, you don't have to do that. You're in a position of serving with Alex, and you like that. But you're so used to the control because it gives you a sense of safety from it that you stuck with Antonio for so long. And that's why marriage is not on the cards. It's not on the cards because actually, really, that's not where you want to be. Because your home training and what you have seen with your parents, you want to replicate that, and you're not able to replicate that with Antonio. But let me know your thoughts, guys. Maybe you guys think differently. I mean, like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification uploads. We love to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think?